Emma had always lived a life of privilege in New York City. As the 19-year-old daughter of a billionaire, she had access to anything money could buy: luxury cars, designer clothes, private tutors, and sprawling penthouses. But wealth could not fix what her accident had taken from her years ago. Confined to a wheelchair since she was 12, Emma had grown used to the stares, the pity, and the subtle distance people kept. Her life, though glamorous on the outside, often felt lonely. No amount of money could replace the freedom she had lost. Even her mother, Laura, though loving, struggled to connect with her daughter's daily challenges. Despite her disability, Emma had a sharp mind and a curious heart. She loved gadgets, mechanics, and the idea of creating things that could improve lives. Her fascination often led her to tinker with small devices in her penthouse, though she had no practical experience. Her mother, while supportive, often discouraged her from messing with machines due to safety concerns. Emma longed for someone who would treat her like a normal person, someone who didn't see her only as the rich girl in a wheelchair. She dreamed of independence, of walking, again of experiencing life without limits. One rainy afternoon, Emma was traveling to a meeting across Brooklyn in her mother's chauffeur-driven car. The rain was relentless, and traffic crawled slowly. Suddenly, the car made a strange grinding noise and lurched to a stop. The chauffeur tried restarting the engine, but it was useless. Emma looked out at the wet streets, feeling a surge of frustration. Her heart sank. She hated depending on others for even the smallest things. She called her mother, who was attending a board meeting downtown. Laura's voice, calm but concerned, told her to stay put, while help was on the way, but Emma felt a spark of impatience. As she waited, a young mechanic named Jack appeared from a nearby garage. Jack, 32, had rugged features, oil-stained hands, and a calm, approachable demeanor. Unlike the corporate employees who often ignored her in the past, Jack made eye contact and greeted her politely. "Need some help?" he asked, pointing to the broken car. Emma hesitated, unsure about trusting a stranger, but something in his sincere tone made her nod. Jack quickly assessed the situation, muttering observations under his breath, then turned to Emma with a reassuring smile. His confidence was not arrogant, but steady, the kind that made people feel safe. Jack worked efficiently, explaining each step as he went. Emma listened, fascinated by his knowledge and precision. Unlike the high-end technicians employed by wealthy clients, Jack used simple tools but achieved remarkable results. He noticed Emma's curiosity and encouraged her questions, answering patiently and clearly. For the first time in years, Emma felt a connection based not on wealth or status, but on genuine interest and shared understanding. She smiled despite herself, realizing how rare it was to meet someone who treated her as an equal rather than a fragile, disabled girl. While Jack worked on the car, he glanced at Emma's wheelchair and noticed some custom features she had added herself. "You've got a knack for this," he said. Emma felt a blush rise to her cheeks. No one had complimented her skills before. Most people assumed she was incapable because of her disability. Jack's words were simple, but they carried meaning. He encouraged her to try minor adjustments under his guidance, letting her feel hands-on involvement. Emma's heart swelled with excitement. This was the kind of interaction she had longed for, where her abilities mattered more than her physical limitations. Hours passed quickly as the rain eased, and Emma felt a sense of hope she hadn't experienced in years. Jack finished repairing the car, but more importantly, he had sparked something inside her. She realized that help could come from unexpected places, and that kindness was not tied to wealth or social standing. Jack's generosity was quiet, without expectation or judgment. He didn't see her as a billionaire's daughter or as someone to pity. He simply saw a person in need and acted. Emma felt a warmth that made her forget her usual isolation. When her mother, Laura, finally arrived, she was initially cautious. A billionaire accustomed to controlled environments, she was wary of strangers, especially around her vulnerable daughter. But watching Jack explain his methods patiently, letting Emma participate, softened her. Laura saw her daughter's eyes light up with genuine excitement and hope. It was a side of Emma she rarely witnessed, and it made her heart ache. The bond forming between the mechanic and her daughter was unexpected, yet undeniable. Laura realized that sometimes help could come from someone outside their wealth and social circles, someone who genuinely cared. Before leaving, Jack offered Emma some advice about maintaining her wheelchair and experimenting with small modifications safely. He suggested ideas that could one day help her regain partial mobility, though he cautioned patience and consistent practice. Emma listened intently, storing every word. For the first time, she imagined a future where she might walk again, where her life wasn't limited to what others thought she could do. Jack had planted a seed of possibility in her heart, one that made her feel capable and empowered. Emma felt gratitude, excitement, and a renewed sense of purpose all at once. As Emma and Laura drove back to their penthouse, the atmosphere in the car had shifted. Emma's eyes sparkled with anticipation, while Laura pondered the unexpected connection her daughter had made. Jack remained on her mind, not just as a helper, but as someone who had reminded Emma of her own strength and curiosity. That rainy day had changed something fundamental. Emma realized that life wasn't just about wealth or limitations, but about moments of genuine human connection. A poor mechanic's kindness had opened a door she had long thought closed, and for the first time in years, she felt hope. Over the next few days, Emma couldn't stop thinking about Jack and his work. The way he approached problems with creativity and patience had inspired her. She began sketching designs in her notebook, imagining ways to modify her wheelchair to regain more independence. Her curiosity became an obsession. She wanted to learn more about mechanics, even if it was only from a theoretical perspective. Jack had shown her that skill and ingenuity mattered more than wealth or status. For the first time, she felt that she could contribute meaningfully, that her ideas and effort could lead to tangible results rather than being limited by her disability. Emma decided to visit Jack's garage after school one afternoon. The space was modest, filled with tools, spare parts, and half-finished projects, but it had an energy she found invigorating. Jack greeted her warmly, surprised but pleased to see her again. She explained her ideas and sketches, and Jack listened intently, occasionally nodding or offering suggestions. He encouraged her creativity, showing her small adjustments she could try safely. They spent hours experimenting with different mechanisms, testing how modifications affected mobility. Emma felt alive in a way she hadn't in years, her mind buzzing with possibilities. Every small success boosted her confidence and determination to keep trying. Jack, though working long hours, remained patient and supportive. He knew Emma's progress depended on consistency and encouragement. He showed her how to strengthen certain parts of her wheelchair, adjust balance, and even incorporate lightweight materials for better maneuverability. Emma absorbed every lesson like a sponge, carefully noting details in her notebook. The process wasn't just mechanical, it was therapeutic. She laughed, celebrated tiny victories, and even shared frustrations openly. Jack's presence made her feel seen, capable, and respected. The more time she spent in the garage, the more she realized that her disability didn't define her, and that with the right tools and guidance, she could challenge her limitations. Meanwhile, Laura observed from a distance, cautious yet intrigued. The billionaire mother had initially been skeptical about Jack's involvement, concerned about safety and propriety. But seeing her daughter's eyes light up, hearing Emma describe her plans enthusiastically, she began to understand the importance of this unconventional mentorship. Laura realized that wealth could buy resources, but it could not replace genuine care and skill. Jack was giving Emma something priceless: confidence, independence, and a renewed sense of purpose. Laura's initial anxiety softened into gratitude. She encouraged Emma to continue as long as she remained safe, and began to admire Jack's humility and dedication. As weeks passed, Emma's mobility gradually improved. The custom modifications Jack helped her create allowed her to perform small movements she hadn't attempted in years. At first, standing for a few seconds was exhausting and precarious, but with guidance and practice, she began to walk short distances. Each success brought tears of joy for both Emma and Laura. Jack celebrated every milestone with her, offering encouragement rather than praise for the sake of flattery. Emma's progress was tangible, and her excitement grew with each day. The garage, once just a place for repairs, had transformed into a laboratory of hope, innovation, and human connection. Jack and Emma also bonded emotionally. Their conversations ranged from mechanics to life, dreams, and aspirations. Emma shared her frustrations about being limited by her disability, while Jack opened up about struggles with money, responsibility, and being underestimated in life. Despite their differences in background and social status, they found common ground in resilience, curiosity, and empathy. Emma began to feel that her life wasn't constrained by her wheelchair or family wealth. Jack's guidance gave her a sense of agency and courage, while their friendship nurtured hope and emotional healing that extended far beyond physical mobility. Laura, witnessing the transformation, gradually became more involved. She observed Emma's training sessions and asked questions about the modifications. Seeing her daughter take initiative and make progress sparked pride and admiration. Laura realized that Jack's kindness wasn't simply a favor, it was a life-changing intervention. Emma's growth gave her a sense of relief and joy she hadn't anticipated. As a mother, she understood that genuine care, skill, and patience could achieve what wealth alone never could. The bond among the three became stronger, founded on trust, collaboration, and shared celebration of each small victory. Emma's first independent steps outside the garage were nothing short of miraculous. She walked slowly but steadily across a small courtyard, with Jack guiding and Laura observing nervously. Emma's heart raced with exhilaration, and tears welled up in her eyes. Jack and Laura cheered, not just for the movement, but for the resilience, courage, and determination that Emma had displayed. The achievement was more than physical. It symbolized hope, independence, and the power of compassion. Emma realized that life could offer second chances, and that human kindness could bridge gaps that wealth or technology alone could never fill. Her confidence and self-belief blossomed alongside her mobility. As Emma continued to train, she began envisioning a future where her disability would no longer define her. She imagined walking confidently in public spaces, participating in activities she had long avoided, and using her skills and experiences to inspire others. Jack continued to guide her, always careful, always patient, allowing her to learn, grow, and feel capable. Laura, proud and grateful, provided emotional support and encouragement while stepping back to let Emma take ownership of her progress. Together, they formed an unorthodox but powerful team, proving that innovation, empathy, and determination could overcome obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. By the end of the weeks, Emma had achieved remarkable progress. She could walk short distances independently, maneuver her wheelchair with ease, and even attempt small exercises to strengthen her legs further. Jack's guidance and ingenuity, combined with Emma's courage and determination, had turned a dream into reality. Laura's support ensured emotional stability and safety. Emma's world had expanded dramatically. She was no longer confined by fear or limitation. The bond between the trio, mechanic, disabled daughter, and billionaire mother, was unshakable, built on trust, kindness, and perseverance. A poor mechanic's selfless help had opened a door to a brighter, freer future for Emma. Emma's confidence grew with each passing day. Walking independently across the garage had been exhilarating, but now she was practicing longer distances and learning to navigate more challenging surfaces. Jack guided her patiently, offering tips on balance, posture, and stamina, while Emma's determination pushed her beyond what she thought possible. Laura, her mother, watched from a distance, her heart swelling with pride and relief. She had witnessed the transformation. Her daughter no longer confined by fear or limitation, but exploring life with courage and curiosity. The streets of New York, once intimidating and restrictive, now held the promise of freedom and adventure for Emma. One morning, Emma insisted on walking to a nearby cafe, accompanied by Jack and her mother. It was a small step, yet monumental in her journey. The air was crisp, and sunlight reflected off the city streets. Emma's heart raced with a mix of excitement and nerves. Jack stayed close, ready to support her if needed, while Laura's eyes glistened with tears of pride. People passing by noticed Emma walking confidently, some stopping to smile or offer encouragement. Emma felt a sense of independence she hadn't known in years. Each step was a reminder of her resilience, the dedication of Jack, and the unwavering support of her mother. Emma's daily training sessions became more structured. She practiced walking, balance exercises, and strengthening routines, gradually increasing her stamina. Jack introduced small challenges, like navigating uneven surfaces or curbs, to prepare her for real-world mobility. Emma embraced every challenge, her determination unwavering. The process was exhausting yet invigorating, each step a small victory, Laura observed occasionally, offering encouragement or reminding Emma to rest, but mostly allowing her daughter to take the lead. Emma's physical transformation mirrored her emotional growth. She had developed confidence, independence, and a renewed sense of purpose that extended far beyond her mobility. Jack's mentorship had proven life-changing. With newfound mobility, Emma began exploring opportunities she had previously avoided. She returned to school and social events with confidence, walking alongside peers rather than relying solely on her wheelchair. Jack continued to support her, ensuring her modifications were safe and effective, while Laura marveled at her daughter's transformation. Emma's independence allowed her to engage fully in her passions, from mechanical experiments to social initiatives. She realized that her disability no longer defined her identity. Instead, her courage, perseverance, and willingness to embrace help from unexpected sources became her defining traits. Jack's kindness had catalyzed a profound personal revolution in Emma's life. One afternoon, Emma and Jack decided to test a new mobility device outdoors. The park nearby provided ample space for her to practice walking on grass and navigating gentle slopes. Laura accompanied them, documenting the moments on her phone with a mixture of awe and joy. Emma's steps were steady, her confidence evident in her posture and expression. Jack offered guidance as needed, but he allowed Emma autonomy, encouraging her to trust her own strength. Emma felt exhilarated, experiencing the world from a perspective she had longed for years. Each step reinforced the bond between them, a bond forged not by wealth or circumstance, but by trust, empathy, and shared determination. As Emma continued to improve, she began envisioning a future where she could inspire others. She wanted to demonstrate that limitations were not permanent, and that kindness and mentorship could change lives. Jack encouraged her ideas, sharing strategies for advocacy and community engagement. Laura supported her daughter's vision, proud that Emma was using her experiences to empower others. Together, they brainstormed initiatives for adaptive technology and accessibility awareness. Emma's story, once confined to personal struggle, now held potential to influence a broader audience. The transformation was holistic, physical, emotional, and aspirational. Emma had moved beyond mere recovery. She had discovered purpose and agency. Emma's relationship with her mother deepened during this time. Laura had witnessed her daughter's journey firsthand, from vulnerability to resilience, and felt immense pride in Emma's achievements. Their interactions were now marked by mutual respect and admiration. Laura encouraged Emma's independence, allowing her to make decisions while providing guidance when needed. Jack's mentorship complemented their bond, offering practical skills and emotional support. The three shared moments of laughter, triumph, and reflection, forming a family dynamic built on collaboration and genuine care. Emma's growth inspired both Jack and Laura, demonstrating that determination and compassion could transcend traditional social and economic barriers. Eventually, Emma walked across a small stage at a community event organized to showcase adaptive technologies and personal triumphs. She demonstrated her mobility, shared her experiences, and spoke about the impact of mentorship and kindness. Jack stood proudly in the audience, while Laura's eyes shimmered with tears. Emma's journey had come full circle, from feeling isolated and dependent to becoming a symbol of hope and resilience. Her message resonated with others, illustrating that challenges could be overcome through determination, innovation, and the support of compassionate individuals. Emma's story had moved beyond personal achievement, inspiring a wider community. In the months that followed, Emma continued to strengthen her mobility skills and expand her projects. She collaborated with Jack on designing improved adaptive devices for others with disabilities. Laura provided logistical and financial support, helping to turn their initiatives into tangible community programs. Emma's confidence flourished, as did her influence, showing that determination and kindness could change lives. Jack remained a close mentor and friend, proud of Emma's growth and accomplishments. Together, the trio had demonstrated the profound impact of empathy, persistence, and collaboration. Emma's journey had transformed her physically, emotionally, and socially, leaving an enduring legacy. Finally, one sunny afternoon, Emma walked hand in hand with her mother through Central Park, Jack accompanying them. The city around them buzzed with energy, yet Emma felt a profound sense of peace and accomplishment. She had reclaimed mobility, independence, and self-belief, all through the support of unexpected friendship and guidance. Laura embraced her daughter tightly, expressing gratitude for the remarkable journey and for Jack's selfless contribution. Emma's life had changed forever. She had transformed obstacles into opportunities, despair into hope. The bond between a poor mechanic, a determined daughter, and a loving mother had created a story of compassion, courage, and human resilience that would last a lifetime.